Hello and welcome to Tune In YaYa. My name is Joni and I'm here to bring you a guided flow, yoga flow today that is centered around our solar plexus chakra. I've been working to get some of these videos up on my channel going over each chakra with specific songs and a flow that correlates with the specific chakra. And I recently decided, kind of with this one, that I wanted to make it a little more well-rounded. I wanted to offer a little more. So that's what I'm here today doing. I brought my oracle deck out so I can pull a card from you from the oracle deck, just to maybe give you some insight into what intention you may want to focus on. Going over what the solar plexus chakra represents, you may have your own intention that you want to work on. I am utilizing my lovely book. This is where I get a lot of my research from. And I picked two quotes from the solar plexus chakra chapter that I really felt resonated with my intention behind today's class. The privilege of a lifetime is being who you are. This is a quote by Joseph Campbell. And then the next one is by Stephen Covey, and it says, "It is not what happens to us, but our response to what happens to us that hurts us." And so when you think about the solar plexus chakra, this is where your will resides. This is where we use our fire to take actions on the things that we feel driven towards in our lives. So this is where our will and our identity. And so we have so much power here. And a lot of times to reclaim that power is to tune into ourselves and ask, what do we actually want in this moment? That's one of the reasons that sometimes our response to certain things can end up hurting us. When you think about, if somebody asks you a question, you're not really comfortable giving them your actual answer. So this is where we cultivate our ability to speak our truth, to discern or analyze our thoughts before we take action, and we pay more attention to the things we do want to take action on, places where we do want to set boundaries, things that we don't want to invest our energy in anymore. And so it's a beautiful thing to start thinking about that. The song that I picked for the solar plexus chakra today is by Beautiful Chorus, because that's all of the chakra series that I started first starts with these songs, because they represent, for me, when I listen to them, they resonate so much with the solar plexus chakra. And the song for this one by Beautiful Chorus is "Let Me Be Brave." And I feel like that resonates so much, because sometimes it takes so much courage to stand up for yourself, to create a boundary, to ask yourself what it is how you really want to respond in a moment, versus just letting that autopilot or ego come into the mix and respond or react for you. And then again, you kind of leave the conversation, or leave the awareness thinking, wow, like that's not really what I wanted to feel at the end of that. I want to feel more authentic. I want to notice the bliss that I have inside when I can be myself with somebody, when I can speak my truth. And so that's one of the things that I encourage everybody to think of for their intent for the class today. I'll start with some gentle stretches seated, and then I'll move into a standing flow. Now, the standing flow is what coincides with the song. So if you allow yourself to listen to the song, "Let Me Be Brave" by Beautiful Chorus, you may find a rhythm of your own that goes along with the words of the song. I generally start the flow when the words of the song start, and I kind of go through and focus on my breathing and focus on my alignment and focus on my intention, and especially that solar plexus chakra. So when I'm guiding you through a lot today, you will hear me say a lot to get longer in the spine, to feel that energy there, to not let yourself cave in and crunch up the energy, right? So that's going to be one of the big focuses for our solar plexus chakra class. So I'm going to start, or get you started, by pulling an oracle card from my deck. And this is "Surrender the Drama." That's kind of cool. I'm going to push this a little bit closer to the screen so you can see it. Surrender the drama. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly, even if it's just resolving the issue within your own self, giving you a little bit more confidence and a safer feeling, right? So let yourself think about that. We're going to get nice and comfortable as we sit up nice and tall, drawing to align the shoulders over the hips, the ears over the shoulders. Reach the crown of the head to the sky. Let yourself breathe in and out through the nose. As the breath deepens, allow the attention to draw inward. And you can set that intention for yourself. The words of the actual song are, please let me be brave. Please let me see my choices clearly. Not shaded by these extra ego things that we want to put on them, but visiting those experiences with a little more awareness, a little more intention to listen to ourselves. We'll take a deep inhale together. As you exhale, let your head fall to the left shoulder, forward, all the way around. Inhale, bring the head back up. Exhale to the right shoulder, move forward, all the way around. Inhale, bringing the head back up. Draw the chin down to the chest, let yourself roll back. Inhale, pulling forward, shoulders down and back, lift the heart, remember that solar plexus center. Exhale, roll back. Think about getting rid of anything that is blocking you here. Inhale, pulling up, finding more space. And exhale, roll back for 3. Inhale, pull forward. And exhale, come back to center. We'll bring those hands down beside the hips and the left arm up to the sky and exhale over to the right. Soften that right shoulder. Inhale, come back up, dropping that left hand down, send the right arm up. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, come back up, dropping the right arm down. From here, we're going to come into either stag or pigeon pose. So I'm going to tell you to take the right shin to face the front of the mat, all right? And the left shin will face the long side of the mat. So we're sitting on that right hip, or the bottom of that right hip, and we're going to let ourselves come forward here. Now, sometimes you might need a little block underneath that back hip. If this feels available to you, you can come to the forearms comfortably. Sometimes you might need a block or two under the forearms. You can work on lengthening that left leg back further, hanging out on the right hip still, or you can go ahead and shift where you're squaring the hips towards the front of the mat, drawing the tailbone down, coming into that full laying down, coming into that pigeon, allowing yourself to draw the shoulders down, reach the crown of the head, and again, put some energy to that solar plexus chakra. Are you caving it in here? Right? We want to make sure that we're nice and long through the spine, getting as much space in that center as we can. Slowly coming up to the palms of the hands. From here, we're going to take 3 breaths. We're going to take a nice deep inhale as we open up the heart center again, draw the shoulders down and back. Sometimes it helps to have blocks here for you. Exhale as you pull the belly in. Think about taking the tip of the forehead or the crown of the head down to the mat. We're going to do that 2 more times. Nice deep inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Come back to the forearms, 3 more breaths here. Feel free to let yourself relax back into it now if that feels a little bit better. Slowly, we are going to roll to that right hip if we haven't done so already. And I'm going to tell you to lean back, right? And from here, we're going to shift the knees up and then back down for 1 and up, back down for 2 and up, back down for 3, all right? Shift the shins to face the front of the mat. Here we get to practice our boat pose. So when we're coming to our boat pose, we want that back to be nice and long. We're rooting down through the sits bones, leaning back slightly, and those legs will float up off the ground when you're ready. So think about grounding down through the sits bones, grabbing underneath the knees, getting long through the spine, right? And then think about making the heels lighter, pressing the balls of the feet down to the ground, leaning back just a tiny bit, not letting anything change in that solar plexus center, staying long through the spine, soften the shoulders, soften the facial features. Maybe those arms reach out. Deep inhale, deep exhale. 2 more. Exhale, coming into bound ankle. The bottom of those feet will come together. The knees will splay out to the sides. Getting long here, you can grab onto the front of the ankles, the front of the shins, the top of the feet. Find what feels best, but again, make sure we're not letting that solar plexus get crunched. Think about rooting down through the sits bones, aligning the shoulders over the hips, reaching up through the crown of the head. Breathing deeply. 1 more. And exhale. Now we're going to shift over to that left hip. Left shin to face the front of the mat, right shin to face the long side. Or we'll lengthen that right leg out behind us. Remember that block can go underneath. That left hip now, if that feels better, find your way to your forearms, soften the shoulders, soften the facial features, and let yourself breathe. We're going to come up to the palms of our hands so we can come into those 3 breaths. Remember, soften the shoulders, lift up, nice deep inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. Back all the way to those forearms. Remember, you can go onto that left hip now if you haven't done so already, just to add a little more of that element of release. 1 more deep inhale. And exhale, slowly rolling over to that left sit bone. Right, left hip, leaning behind you. Now we shift the knees up for 1, 2, and 3. Slowly shifting the back leg forward, coming back into that boat pose. Shins up, shoulders down and back, pull the belly in and up, all the way from the bottom of the pelvic floor. Maybe those arms reach out. 3 deep breaths. 2. And bound angle. Once again, getting nice and tall here. And deep breaths. Exhale, forward fold. And slowly come back up. Now we're going to come into a child's pose at the back side of our mats. Let yourself relax here, and then you'll pull yourself up into a mountain pose, and I'll meet you there. All right, so here we go. We're going to prepare at the front of our mat in our mountain pose. Reach the crown of the head to the sky, root down through all 4 corners of both of those feet, all the way up the legs, drawing the tailbone down slightly, pulling the belly in and up, letting yourself feel stronger with each breath, rooting down deeper, finding more space with each breath, lifting up higher. Take a nice deep inhale as we reach out and up with the arms. We're going to exhale, taking the right foot back, coming into warrior one. So that front heel is going to be in line with the back foot's arch of the back foot's heel, squaring the hips towards the front of the mat. Tailbone draws down, and we push forward until that front knee is on top of that front ankle. Right? Bottom of the feet are still pulling towards each other. Arms are going to reach out and up. You can have the arms shoulder width apart from each other, or you can reach those hands together. Deep breaths here. Exhale, 3. 2. Exhale, warrior 2. So now I'm going to shift my hips towards the sides of the mat. Be careful with that front knee, rolling in towards the big toe. Bending that front knee, drawing the bottom of the feet towards each other again. Right? Tailbone drawn down slightly, belly pulling in and up. Arms to reach, shoulders to gently draw in towards each other. Fingertips reaching out, gazing over the front middle fingers. 3 deep breaths. One more. Now for an intention focus, we're going to take the right hand forward to grab or to slap that left hand and draw a bow, right? We're drawing a bow and we're going to set that arrow towards whatever intention we're working on. So think about your intention. See the intention. As you inhale, we lean back. As you exhale, you release the arrow, drawing the right hand behind you, sending the left arm up. And let yourself visualize that arrow hitting the target. Let yourself feel what happens within yourself when you are aligned with your authentic self and power. Feel that solar plexus energy. One more deep inhale. Exhale as we shift to wide leg forward fold. Let yourself relax here, pulling the belly in and up, rooting down to the bottom of those feet. Soften the shoulders. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, would you let the hands hang or the arms hang? We're going to inhale as we slowly roll up. Keep the biceps by the ears. Reach up to the sky. And then we're going to exhale into goddess. So now we're coming into that goddess. The knees are going to be pushing out towards those middle toes, right? Coming down as low as you feel is comfortable. Press those palms to imaginary walls. 3 deep breaths here. Keep the belly pulling in and up. One more deep inhale. Exhale to straighten the legs as we drop the arms. Inhale to face the front of the mat and raise the arms. Exhale into warrior 3. Now, notice how I kicked off with the ball of that back foot. Sometimes our stance might be a little bit too far for us to feel comfortable doing that. So feel free to drag that back foot in first. Feel free to just come to the ball of the back foot. Right? So that way you're learning to transition that weight to the front leg and you're feeling more confident and strong in that front leg before you try to lift the back leg up. Because again, this leg should float up, all right? Heel to the sky, toes slightly inward. You can reach those arms above the head. Deep inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. One more. Exhale, mountain pose. All right, check out those feet. Root down to the bottom of all 4 corners of both of those feet. 3 deep breaths here. We're going to inhale out and up with the arms. Step back with the left foot. Warrior 1, squaring those hips towards the front. Bending that front knee, reaching the arms out and up. Remember the bottom of the feet gently pulling towards each other. Tailbone gently drawing down, lifting up. 2 more breaths. Exhale, warrior 2. Shifting to square the hips more towards the sides of the mat, even though they're more diagonal for most people. Bend that front knee, push that front knee towards the pinky toe. Draw the bottom of the feet towards each other. Reach those arms out. Gaze through those middle fingers. Exhale as you take that left hand to meet the right. Inhale as you draw your bow. Find your intention. Inhale. Exhale, release that left hand down. Inhale, reach that right arm up. Remember to envision that target being met. Feel how it would feel if your intentions come to fruition. How strong can you feel? One more deep inhale. And exhale. Wide leg forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, rolling it up, reaching to the sky. Exhale, down, up. Goddess pose. Draw the tailbone down slightly. Pull the belly in. Press those palms towards imaginary walls. Exhale, press away. Inhale to face the front of the mat. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, reach those arms above the head if that feels available. Hopefully without falling, y'all. One more deep inhale. Exhale into that mountain pose. Right, paying attention to the body. 3 deep breaths here. We've finished our standing flow for today. We're going to come down to rest on our shins now. This is going to be how we finish class off. You are welcome to do a Shavasana after this. I strongly encourage it even. Set yourself a little 11-minute timer. Listen to beautiful music. Maybe continue to listen to the Let Me Be Brave song on repeat. And let yourself just completely relax. Remember, you don't have anything to do for just 11 minutes except to breathe, to lay down, to connect with your body, with your awareness, with your intention. And the reason I like to set a timer, y'all, is because I find myself a few minutes in, oh wait, I should be getting up and doing something now. But I set this time aside, and I know I set this time aside, so why is it such a challenge to actually just let myself enjoy laying still? So give it a go and see how you feel. In our lion's pose, we're first going to be in hero, right? So we're coming to rest on our shins, and we're going to take those heels right underneath the sits bones, right? And turn the toes slightly in towards each other. And a lot of times it benefits you to maybe sit on a block or two right underneath the sits bones and maybe take the legs a little bit further apart from each other. Find what feels better for you. If you notice that there's some stuff going on in your knees or your hips or your lower back, then that's going to mean that you do need to lift yourself up a little bit, modify the pose, use some props to let yourself get comfortable. You want to work on aligning the shoulders over the hips once again. We're going to place those hands on top of the thighs, reaching the crown of the head to the sky. We're going to do 3 lion's breath before we just come back to our regular breathing. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. You stick your tongue out, cross your eyes, and you go like you are trying to get rid of anything that is in your lungs that you don't want there anymore. Any energy that is stagnant in the body that you are ready to release is another thing here, right? So let yourself think about that as you get nice and long through the spine, reaching the crown of the head up. We'll take a deep breath together. And then lion's breath. 2 more times. Once more. I get to cross my eyes sometimes, y'all. It is okay if you don't do it perfectly. The point is the practice, right? Letting yourself stay here for a few more breaths. The hands back together. Thank you for joining today. I hope you enjoyed this class I put up that I created for you. I don't know what I was going to say there. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.